Etiquette origins, why rules exist. Welcome to the Finer Things, darlings. For those new here, let me explain. This is your destination for all things high society, impeccable etiquette, and timeless sophistication. Here, we elevate every detail of life, refine it to perfection, and present it with unparalleled style. Now, everything I teach, or at least I talk about, is rooted in the finer code, my philosophy for living beautifully and behaving with grace. It's where all money manners meet modern glam, where your napkin is always in the right place and your champagne is always chilled. There's no way otherwise. It's not about being perfect, it's about being poised, polished, and just a touch unpredictable. Yes, we are the little wild cards, aren't we? So today's topic, the hidden history of etiquette rules, those quirks that began as practical survival tips and ended up codified as the laws of refinement we know today. Elbows on the table. Let's start with the elbows, shall we? Why is this tiny gesture such a scandal? In medieval Europe, dining tables weren't the sturdy mahogany pieces you see in stately homes today. They were just planks, balanced on trestles, often covered in linen cloths and surrounded by crowded benches. Imagine a knight, tankard in hand, leaning with his elbows. Suddenly, the bread, the meat, everything on the table, and half the wine slide onto the floor. A medieval mess, not certainly a noble tableau. Fast forward to the Renaissance. Giovanni della Casa's Galateo, published in 1558, didn't explicitly ban elbows, but it championed grace and restraint. The message was clear: refinement never sprawls. At the table, your body was and is a silent ambassador of your breeding. By the Victorian era, they codified everything. So what was once practical became symbolic and unavoidable. Elbows meant arrogance, boredom, or the audacity of taking up too much space. Upright posture was no longer just about balance, it was a marker of class. A lady sat engaged, a gentleman poised, because slouching was relegated to taverns, never to refined drawing rooms. Today, your table is solid, but the code remains. Elbows suggest carelessness, composure whispers elegance. Clinking glasses when toasting. So why do we clink glasses when we toast? Contrary to what you may think, it didn't begin with baccarat crystal and candlelight. We're still going back in the Middle Ages, where poison was a real concern at court. By smashing glasses together hard enough to spill liquid from one into the other, host and guest proved trust. If one died, they both would. Grim, yes, but rather effective. And later the gesture softened, the toast became celebratory, even theatrical. It engaged all the senses, the sight of the wine, the taste on the tongue, the aroma rising from the glass, the touch of the stem, and finally, the sound of crystal, meeting crystal. Perfection in 5 senses, and that's what we know today. Napkins on the lap. The napkin, an unassuming square of fabric that tells a whole story about a person's refinement. So let's go back. In ancient Rome, diners brought their own mappe. Mappe were cloths to protect their togas and quite practically to wrap up leftover. Functionally, yes, but hardly elegant, of course. By the Renaissance, and especially at the French court, the napkin was reborn, no longer a sack for scraps, but a badge of dignity in sort of way. A true lady or gentleman never tucked it under the chin. No, we're not there eating spaghetti. Children and sailors might, and spaghetti eater, but in the lap, discreetly, where it belongs. By the 19th century, etiquette manuals across Europe codified its use, and to place a napkin on your lap was not simply hygiene, it was a declaration. I belong at this table, and I respect it, and I know how to behave. Even if now we are in a casual world, a napkin in your lap is a silent gesture that announces respect without a word, so you have it there and you use it properly. Slurping soup. Oh my goodness, oh heavens. And then there is the soup, the eternal test. Originally, slurping wasn't rude. It's still not in a few cultures. It was survival. Ceramic bowls were fragile, soup was boiling hot, and a noisy sip cooled the liquid quickly. But in 17th century France, again, luxury was no longer abundance but silence. So to slurp was vulgar. To sip gracefully without a sound was the essence of refinement. By the 19th century, etiquette manuals everywhere condemned slurping outright, no exceptions. Soup was to be savored, never announced. Even today, the quiet enjoyment of a soup is a sign that you have crossed the line from eating to dining. So, yes, take your time, but do not slurp. And so here we have it, 4 rules that seem arbitrary but are anything but. Etiquette rules always have a reason behind them. So elbows once threatened to topple medieval banquets. Toast once proved loyalty in course of suspicion. Napkins graduated from leftovers to dignity. And soup silenced by the French and French polish. So the finer code teaches us this. Etiquette isn't just frivolous. It's history, practiced with grace. True elegance is this, turning memory into gesture and gesture into art. If you enjoyed this video, please ring the bell and subscribe so you won't lose next videos and my future content. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Substack as well. So if you want to see behind the scenes here at Noble Woods or other topics or quick snaps of etiquette and other elegance tips, just follow me there. Ciao.